Hello YouTube, a little bit of a different auto review today for you. This is more of kind of an upgrades kind of video, or my take on how to take a really beautiful kit like this Moebius Model King 61 Pontiac Catalina and upgrade it to be an even more superb kit. So to start off with, if you haven't seen the review of this, it is linked in the description below. These are beautiful kits. They have most, if not all, of the NASCAR stock car style mods with the roll cage, big block motors, trim package with the headlight covers, things like that. They are beautiful models. However, there is at least one thing that I found with these that doesn't appear to be that big of a thing at first until you see what it should look like, and that is the tires. The rims themselves, the steelies, look beautiful. However, the actual rubber of the tires is where I see the problem. So, got the tires here, and as you can see, beautifully molded tires, beautiful tread pattern to those, no center seams, no markings on either side, so good for decal placement. However, one problem, there are the wrong width for what NASCAR would have run in the early 60s. These are more of a standard stock road tire. Not to say that they couldn't have run it, I'm just saying that most of the time they would have run something more similar to this. Plastic Performance Products, or PPP, has released the 6064 F and G series. The letter on the end notates which it is. So, as I am building this car in the Fireball Roberts with the Firestone tires, I went ahead and picked up the F series, which is the Firestone markings. I don't have any of the Goodyears on with me. However, they do actually have a different tread pattern dependent upon which you go with. Now, to get back to why I say that these are necessary for this kit, is there is your stock tire compared to the race tire. Completely separate widths, or completely different widths, practically double the width of the tire instead of about a 6-inch tread pattern, which would be the standard stock. It's a 9-inch. For that, because the rims are a different size as well, Plastic Performance Products also releases the early 1960s Holman and Moody 9-inch style wheels. These were reinforced steelies that would allow the cars to go around the track and not break hubs. They used to break the wheels, hubs all the time in the early days until Holman and Moody designed this style of tire. So this is like the only update that I personally would recommend for these Model King cars, specifically if you're building any of these Catalinas. Check your references as to if you want a Goodyear marked tire or a Firestone marked tire. But in either case, again, these are absolutely beautiful representations of what would have actually run in NASCAR in the early 60s. They do also make a set for the late 60s as well, and a plethora of others for short tracks, dirt tracks, things like that. So check them out if you haven't seen them before. Going ahead and putting the tire up. Now, in another review that I have linked in the description below, which is for the Fireball Roberts Power Slide decal sheet set, I noted that you can take this kit and turn this from a 61 into a 62. If you are not aware, the trim options between the 2 years are completely different. Specifically in the front end, you have this nice deep V here in the front end. I just so happen to have the 62 sitting right next to me. Grab out that front end, which, as you can see, is completely different in how it was designed. How you can take and make these into one another is by taking this kit and dropping on this body. The AMT Polyglas Gasser II, that was just re-released by Round 2, which also is a beautiful kit. Has a load of extra tires as well for the spares box. This kit is really loaded for the money. But the bodies, I'll grab out now, are practically identical. Let me go ahead and adjust down just a tiny bit here. So there is your 61, here is your 62. Now, again, trim package wise, they are different. However, in the layout of the sprues, they are 100% identical. So we have our 3-part frame, chassis, and body for both kits. Off air, I had actually done a test fit of this with the Joe Weatherly car. You can take this body and drop it onto this, and you can take this body and drop it onto this chassis system. To be honest, you wouldn't necessarily need to. I might go ahead because the Moebius body and chassis system is a little bit more refined, to be quite honest. However, you could easily take and use the entire underbody assembly here with this body here. So, or I'm sorry, with, yeah. So you could basically either switch these 2 parts, or you could switch the whole thing. And everything should still line up. They are pretty much identical. In fact, I've even taken and switched even like these around. Everything lines up. So it is interesting that the design of these 2 kits are that similar. Again, where this comes into play is for this 61 car here. If you want to build any of the 62s, like I said, you can just pick up that kit, swap bodies. The trim packages are the same. In fact, I believe the headlights are even the exact same diameter, which they are here. So you can still use the blanking plates here, and you can use the glass from the 62 on the 61. So the only thing that may potentially be missing would be something with the tail lights. I've not, again, done a complete build on this yet, but was definitely happy to see that I would be able to replicate that. So again, just kind of a brief overview, I guess you could say, of how to take a couple of different kits and combine parts and kit bash it up to make a car that you want to replicate a specific race car or a specific era of NASCAR, because a lot of these kits, or a lot of the cars ran then, were pretty much strictly stock. So it would be very easy just to update them that way. So in either case, hope you've enjoyed just this, like I said, just kind of an interesting look, I should say, at how to take and upgrade a kit, as well as combine a couple of kits to get a desired result. So if you have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to leave them below, and have a wonderful rest of your day.